Hi, this is Alex from myphotoessential.com, and today we're shooting with the Sony's new A7 Mark II full-frame digital camera. The new version of the camera is a little bit heavier and it's a little bit bulkier. They also improved the grip. I can actually hold it much better now. It actually feels sturdy in my hand, and it's really easy to press the shutter button, so it actually feels like a real camera now. The shutter noise has been lowered a bit. Let's try and see if you can hear this. Its burst mode is also boosted up to 5 frames per second now. Let me get it to burst for you. This is JPEG and RAW. Just keeps on going on. Sony has also implemented additional custom buttons. We now have a total of 4 custom buttons, but you can also customize the other buttons on the interface as well. This camera can now record in XAVCS Full HD format, but there's still no 4K, no internal 4K. There's also an option for the S-Log 2 video profile that gives you that flat look that you can edit in post-processing later on. One of the things that's missing from the camera is actually a touchscreen. I'm not sure how hard it is to implement, but it seems like all the cameras have it now, and Sony was in the front leading the pack with the touchscreens, and this camera for some reason doesn't have it. But it still has the same tilt as the previous Mark I had, so you can still shoot from below and still shoot from up high. It seems that a lot of people are now jumping from DSLRs to mirrorless cameras, and it looks like Sony is now targeting those people specifically. This camera has a weather-sealed body, fully aluminum. It's a little bulkier, a little heavier. It shoots 5 frames per second. There's no lag when you press the shutter. And overall, it's a very nice travel camera. I personally wouldn't switch just yet because I still like the optical viewfinder just a fraction better. But it's getting there. It's really, really close. The quality is excellent. The speed is decent. The autofocus is pretty good, and overall it's a really good camera. Its autofocus is noticeably faster now, and it does start a tiny fraction faster than Mark I. The stabilization is clearly noticeable in this camera. Here you can see some shots taken in 1/10 of a second with and without stabilization on. The best thing about this camera and Mark I as well is that you can use a range of other lenses like your Leica, your Nikon, your Canon with an adapter to shoot with this full frame sensor on this tiny little body, and this is perfect for travel. You can use it in studio obviously, but for me personally this is a light body that can be used for travel and overall daily small daily photo shoots where you don't want to carry around large DSLR bodies. The panorama feature can be pretty handy as well, especially for travel. It's pretty chilly today, so I have to wear the gloves, but the grip is good enough that I can use the gloves without any problems. I have access to all the buttons. I can scroll without any problems as well. So whenever I have to get the settings just right, even using gloves, this camera is just fine. This was a very cold and windy day, and its battery died within a little over 40 minutes. And since we didn't have the charger because Mark II still doesn't come with a separate charger. You have to charge the body through a USB cable. We had to stop this shoot, so make sure you buy additional batteries if you want to extensively use this camera, or buy a separate charger for the battery. And here are some of the images taken with this camera. These are straight out of the camera, unedited shots. I don't have to use Sony lenses if I don't want to. I can use my full Canon lineup using the Metabots adapter. So all I have to do is attach this Metabone adapter. It's Mark II, which has slightly improved interior. So just attach the adapter, and then you could put any of your EF or EFS lenses. There are also adapters for Nikon lenses, your Leica lenses, basically any vintage or current lenses you might have in your bag. There you go. I can now shoot with my Canon N lens without any hitch. Although the focus is much slower, but you can always shift to manual focus and just go with that. Thank you for watching this quick video review. Here are some of the most noticeable specs for this camera. If you want to read up on my written review, please follow the link in the description.